Today's review is The Mandalorian, The Child, here on Hill vs. Mountain card. As you can see in our Star Wars collection, we got maybe a few, The Child, maybe a couple. Oh my god, that one's adorable. Oh no, sad. So I picked up the Black Series Mandalorian The Child a while back, and I just haven't gotten to it. It's on my long list of stuff I need to review, and like I have some of the similar problems a lot of people have with this. It's such a small thing. Even going back to like original Star Wars figures, I never bought a Yoda originally or any of the like R2. Because like it's so small, it just seemed like money wise it's weird, but you know, it seems like money wise I didn't get, you know, a pound of plastic for whatever amount of money. I think it could have been simple with this one if they had one head with the frog in it. You didn't need the frog. It makes no sense having it without that head, and you needed to have the pram or whatever it is with him in it. That would have been cool, and I'm sure they're going to produce one of those. And I've seen videos. If you go to the Floosh, their YouTube channel, which I really love that show on YouTube, he shows like it's supposed to be more stylized, cartoony looking Mandalorian figure. It comes with a child, and it actually comes with a stand, and like it would work good as Black Series and probably be a lot cheaper. But we know they're going to come out with more of the child stuff, and they'll probably be able to pack with Mandalorian. And like for this particular one, I don't see why they just didn't put it with the Mandalorian figure. You could have sold basically the same Mandalorian figure twice to people and had one with the child in it. But yeah, that's toy companies are weird that way. It seems like sometimes they don't have people that collect stuff, but that's true of anything. You have a lot of people working in industries that have no fucking idea about the industry and all that. So yeah, so let's get this thing open and see how it goes. So with a super like small figure, I was really afraid even cutting the box that would somehow like damage it because it's super small. And by the way, the Black Series, it's like you got, it's hard to see really good right there, but it just says The Child on the side of it, and there's nothing there in it. So they really didn't do much with this, and that's just a box. It's this box and stuff is a really cool display. Like if you're doing mint on card and stuff like that, like it's a really cool display to do. It shows you everything you need to see in there, but again, it's just like so freaking tiny. He's tiny. His arms move. I'm doing a video and his arms also come off really easy, it looks like too. So see if I can get that back on there. Yeah, but looks like his arms come up. There's like I'm really late on reviewing this, but if you look, like the hands move, like they turn and twist in there. You can do slight stuff with it, and then you got the head that moves around, but not a lot. I mean, there's not a lot in the feet too. Move a little bit. As you can see when I focus this in a little bit more, like you can see the feet right there, but they don't really do much because it's so tiny. Why didn't you put this with a Mandalorian figure? You could have sold two of them. You could have been greedy and also been a lot better. I mean, oh, there goes his arm again. Like these arms like pop off so easy when you try to just have him do simple stuff like having him do force reaching and stuff. So overall, I mean, it looks great, I think. Like I know I've seen some people talk about it needs more of a wash up here or something like that around the head, but I think it looks really great. But again, was this $20 in some places? And I've even seen where so many places now are having to put these in hard cases because people are stealing them because they're so small. And people don't want to pay that much for this thing. And it could have been simple. You could have just stuck him on a figure with the Mandalorian. And it would have been so much easier. Now we got the accessories that go with this. Right here you got a frog. My eyesight is so bad I can barely see this stuff. I mean, it's got a neat little... It's almost like its own case to put it in, which is a good idea for something this small, and I'm glad they did that, because this is hard, like, because these things are so small. But you got the gear shift joint. A lot of refocusing on this stuff. It's so tiny. I'm sorry, people. So tiny. And you got the bow and the frog. But you really can't... I don't even know if there's any point of even taking these out. Because, like, you can't get it in his hands. The frog can't... You can't really get the frog in his hands. You can't really do all that much with that. I mean, that's a really neat thing to have. And if you want to do photography stuff, you can maybe do a few little things, but you're not going to be able to do much. I mean, overall, this figure is good. But do you want that? Like, to spend that much money on something that's you're barely going to get anything out of? Like, I just don't know. Like, I look at it and think, like, is it worth the money? No. Because, like, I know they're going to come out with more sets. And now seeing that there might be some alternatives that look pretty good and to scale and everything out there. Which you get, like, a cartoony Mandalorian figure with it. Like, I would probably go with that instead of this. Like, I don't really know how to tell people and justify people getting this figure when there's an alternative out there that would probably be oh yeah, a whole lot cheaper. So that's one of the things I think we all gotta look at when it comes to like something this small. And again, like, I didn't used to buy these really tiny figures because I was always thinking, like, is it worth the money? And I don't know that this really is. Can you justify paying that much money for? And then you get accessories which are really neat, but you can't even use them. Like how are you going to use that? The bow doesn't really fit in his hands that well. You can't, like, have him cuff it with, like, both hands. Like, the bow doesn't fit in from what I've seen. The frog, they should just did an alternate head. And I know it seems like a really negative review for a figure that is really nice. Like, it is really nice. It's like a sculpture to have. But if you're even doing figure photography, I think it would be kind of hard to work with this. And also to justify why you don't buy some of the 3D printed ones and his arms just came off again. I don't know if I've seen in too many reviews how easy my arm's coming off of mine compared to other people's. But mine is coming off quite a bit. Like those joints, like, and it's so tiny, so very tiny. So my review for this is, if you just want something really small to set on your counter, I would hold off, actually. And in figure photography, like I said, go check out some people I know that reviewed it for sure, like the Floosh, I think in their very latest episode, has, like, the one you can get with the more cartoonish figure that would actually fit with Black Series and probably a better figure overall. I do know one thing that I've seen where people are talking about, some of them doesn't have the different color on the collar and on the cuffs. A lot of people were talking about that was the newest one that had that, but I've had this figure for a while. Like, my comic book shop got this and I bought one. But yeah, like, I don't know, like, we collect the the child figure stuff, but like I'm more the action figure one, and Mar does the more cartoonish and cute ones, which are cool, like really cool. Like if you wanna know, I'll stand there. If you wanna know what my favorite one of the child has been so far, let me go. So my favorite of any the child figure that's come out is this one, cause like, and they could have did an alternate head that's basically that. Like, why you couldn't have that as an alternate head, I don't know. Like, it would just been so much easier to have that. Instead, you got the frogs separate. I guess because the frog's now his friend or something. I don't know. I just think like these that they did a super good job with. Though these like kind of had the same color around here. But those are probably my favorite, the child stuff that's come out so far. And not even like the plushies and stuff like that, I think have been as good. Because those captured a bunch of different emotions where you could have had a number of different heads with the child. Like, why not have his arms, like a set of arms that does this with the cup? Because he can't even do that if you see one of my arms falling off everywhere. And then why not have a hand that already has this attached to it? Like, you knew you were going to sell a shitload of these. Like, you could have had a figure if you're going to sell it by itself. Like I said, I would have put it with the Mandalorian if you're going to do this type of figure without the extra heads and stuff. But if you're going to do it by itself, you could have had all these. You could have had this head. You could have had this hand. You could have had these hands right here with the cup, and you get everything. But then again, I'm not a toy manufacturer, and I don't make stuff that makes millions of dollars. So, what do I know about anything, really? So I wanted to let people know that like I'm going to keep doing these for foreseeable future, and I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff to distract myself from the crazy in the world. But I am never not going to be silent here on about stuff, because like recently, last night, Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, and a true American hero died, and not the nationalistic bullshit a lot of people like to spread when they say true American heroes. We've lost John Lewis this year, and one of the true American heroes, and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and our government's gonna try to take advantage of that and her death. So I am not gonna be silent about that stuff. So just to give everybody a little heads up, if you don't like me saying stuff like Black Lives Matter and fuck Trump, then don't ever listen to anything I do. Like it's not gonna be there. I don't separate politics from my art ever, from the simple cases that politics are life. Politics are about people's lives, and people's lives are on the line. If you can ignore politics, you're a very privileged motherfucker right there. Ten Universe has been granted an exclusive world debut of the trailer for Lesser of Two Weevils Productions podcast, Shattered. We're very happy here to get this exclusive trailer because we have dealt with and discussed audio and audio recordings and audio storytelling very much with a lot of the people behind this project, and we really think everybody will enjoy it. And so we're really happy to help get the word out. For more information, go to theshatteredpodcast.com for a lot more information on this. I will be providing links right after this trailer, so enjoy the trailer, and I hope everybody goes and supports this very, very cool project.
Everyone loves a mystery.
In the early 1900s, the great and good of Belle Époque Paris buried an urn full of living voices, gramophone recordings of famous singers, to be disinterred after a century. who made these recordings and why.
This podcast will investigate the mysterious happenings in turn of the 20th century Paris. I'm Phil Donovan, and with my colleague...
We're going to use research, sound recording playback technology, and good old-fashioned detective work to try to find you the answers.
Welcome to the Shattered Podcast.